All right, hi folks. So this is going to be a quick walkthrough of how to get started, perhaps with putting code onto a Arduino for the robotics module. So I'm going to use a couple different parts. I have here a small Arduino Uno board. You can see it has a little USB port here. I got my USB cord with one side for my computer and the other side for the Arduino. So I'm going to plug those in. It's all the hardware that we're going to need for right now. All right, and there we go. So you can see that the lights have already gone on a little bit. And what I'm now going to do is I'm just going to try to talk to it. So I'm on a Chromebook, as you can see. And what I'm going to do is open up an application called Chromeduino. And by default, it has this default code in here. And the default code does a few things. So the first thing it does is identifies a particular location and gives it the name LED. So it says I want to store an int, a number. I want to call it LED. I want to make it the number 13. And you might not be able to tell on here because it's really small typing. But where that little yellow dot is blinking is in the 13th port on this Arduino. So there's all these little ports are numbered here. So I have this little blinking yellow light. The next thing it does, it says set up the Arduino. And pin mode says go to that particular port and set it up to be output. And it turns the serial on. Don't worry about that. And then down below it has this loop. This loop says set the LED to high, wait for 500 milliseconds, set it to low or off, and then wait 500 milliseconds. So I now need to get this to try to talk. So I'm going to go up first and go to my tools and make sure that I'm looking, one, at my USB port where it's plugged in, and two, that I have the right board selected. So this is an Arduino Uno, so I have that one selected. If you're using a different board, just go through the list and see if you can find it. So now that I got those two set up, I should be able to run this program, and it'll probably blink around a little bit. And what we want to do is see if that yellow light next to pin 13 blinks on and off once this program is done. So let's take a look. It's still compiling. So you can see and now it's done. And you can see that light turn on and off at every half second. Now, I'm going to try to adjust this to see if I'm actually running it right and I'm actually talking to it. So let's go and let's put this digital right. Instead of saying be on for 500 milliseconds, let's make it for 1500 milliseconds. So now, when I hit program, what I expect to see is the light blink for a while and then go off for a little bit, and blink for a while and go off for a little bit. So let's see. I'm waiting for it to compile. So it's right now downloading to the Arduino, and on for a while, off, on for a while, off, on for a while. All right. So what that tells me, although it's not a really neat program, but I've gotten through the first hurdle, which is just being able to talk to this thing. So if you're going to use a Chromeduino, that's a good first test, just to make sure that you have your USB port set up, that you're talking to the right board, and that you can get it to work. All right. Hope that you found this helpful. Bye now.